This is the Roar 2 reunion, my friends. What a huge time for you, Leo. This is going to be the twin flame reading, but whether you are, I really strongly feel most of the messages are going to be for the twin flame Leo in the sign that is separation. The reason that is because just the energy that I was meditating on and the oracle cards that came through while I was meditating. So take what resonates with you, toss the universe what does not. Don't force it to fit, okay? Stick with me to the end because we will draw a Twin Flame Ascension card at the end, and I'll read that from the book. Powerful connections they have been proving to bring to the reading. Also, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and feel free to comment. I'm always interested to hear anything about how the reading connected or didn't connect, or how it inspired you in some way or not. All right, Leo, again, twin flame, I will take out your energy here, your partner's energy. Feel free to roll reverse, okay? We're going to use singing bowl to get started, and we're going to jump right in. I was like, what's going on? Okay, Leo. Peace, love, health, and wealth. All right. Whew. So, we got a leg up in reverse. This is a huge, I did write some notes coming into it, but I feel like this is a sense of, I don't want to say that somebody's not, they're kind of behind your back, right? There's an energy of resisting something. Someone's not offering you that leg up, but you may not be willing to look for it either, Leo. This is also understanding that sometimes it's okay to ask for help. We all sometimes just believe that if, we're not doing it, it's not going to get done, and I get that, right? But there's times when that's necessary, but there's times when it's okay to delegate, give somebody else a responsibility. And in connections, that's going to be powerful. This unfinished symphony, number 10, coming out also in reverse, endings and new beginnings. But this is one that I feel like has been on repeat. Karmic and twin flame energies often do a lot of repeating. So this could be a 3 or 4 time on breakup, no judge. But this is saying, Leo, this unfinished symphony that just keeps going and going and going is going to do so until the lessons or whatever you guys need to work through gets worked through. You're just going to keep repeating it, right? And creating that very unnecessary cycle to continue for a tremendous amount of time, right? We also got Go the Distance, that card come out that also came out in reverse. Now, I feel like this isn't because you're not meant to go the distance. I feel like currently you're just not going to go the distance. You're not willing. Someone here isn't willing to come all the way anymore. They're kind of putting the roadblocks up. They're like, hey, you know what? I had put my effort in, and I haven't seen a lot of effort from my counterpart or person. So there's an energy of, this I feel like is something that's going to change everything in terms of your dynamic, the way you guys see things, you do things. There's a real purging that's happening here. We got Soul card coming out. It says your soul is preparing to reconnect, right? Trust in that process. Now, Leo, you guys may have been separation short time, long time, but this is looking and what you did, in the time apart, to healing and growth that should have occurred in that time. We also have trust coming out for you. You need to have trust in a relationship in order for it to flourish. Absolutely. If you don't have trust, it is going to be hard to make anything flourish, but it doesn't mean you can't. And that if trust is gone, it's all hope to be gone. You can work through it and get the trust back, right? That saying, trust, it takes forever to earn and a second to lose. It is absolutely true. So be mindful of that as well. We also have Learn coming out. Let love show you how to learn from each other. If we're not learning from each other in our partnership, then we are truly, what are we there for, right? There has to be something, other than hot and heavy in the bed sheets, right, that keeps you intellectually coming back. And that is a sense of learning and power that is created by understanding each other in different ways, right? Always learning and growing in your relationships is fundamentally important, right? All right, Leo, we're going to take a look at your energy. Feel free to roll reverse, like I said. Don't force anything to fit. I'm going to also go look at your partner's energy. 6 of Cups kind of wanted to fly out there. Sun and Rising, Venus and Leo, show me the cards I need to see. Everybody keeps asking or wondering, the wind blowing behind me and why my cards are not, is because I'm under a surface in here, okay? Yeah. You'll see, notice, I'm still getting wind, just not like the trees are blowing kind of way. All right, look at that Sun card coming out for you right out the gate. I like it. The images are a little racy on the cards. Can't really show them for too long, if at all. So. Way too many cards coming out there. Sun card, see, there is a bright new beginning that's going to happen through these, you know, this purging of things that has been going on. We have that Hermit card coming out in reverse. 2 major arcana. We don't isolated for too long, Leo. Maybe this is a sense of having to, it's time to come out of that isolation using, you know, you went Hermit down, right? You've been through it, through this growth process, and you need some time to, you know, isolate, and you've probably been doing it for a little bit long. We have the Corona Pentacles card coming out. Can't really show that image. That is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Growth, wealth, you know, being wise about your choices and what you want from life, right? That's coming in here for you. The Ace of Cups coming in for you. New love. See that? And it doesn't mean new love per se. It's a new love connection. This connection is coming back around, right? And yeah, there is that Tower that's in reverse. It's better to be in reverse of anything, Leo, because this is that Tower that's already happened. This is that probably that breakup that had already happened. And now this is going to be the rebuild that happens after the fact, right? You know, and that is under, they're both in reverse. So you're learning, but you've kind of been resisting it, right? Resisting taking a look at the lessons, right? So it could be sort of repeating for much too long. That 2 of Wands coming out here. I feel like there's a Cat in the Howl. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's a need for balance there as well. And you also have, wow. Then the Balance card literally flew out, which is Justice in traditional tarot, and that is Libra energy. There's a need for balance there, absolutely, Leo. You have the 6 of Swords on the bottom of the deck in reverse, suggesting that there's a rite of passage that is being initiated in this between you two. It's this karmic rite of passage, moment of awakening, leading you to better, you know, better days, right? Don't resist that. You have clarity and poise on the bottom of the deck as well over there. Take time to get clarity about your situation, and that's exactly what I feel like that Hermit was doing, right? Take a look at your partner's energy, Leo, and then we'll break it down. See if you guys are on the same path, different atmospheres, sort of. Sun and Rising, in sense of Leo, for their twin flame partner, please. You know, and as you're kind of reconnecting, it is going to try not to be bringing up the past, you know, and using it to hurt each other in the present. If you are really trying to work through something to really make sure you're not doing that, that's counterproductive and not doing anybody any good at the end of the day. Building more animosity and resentment, whether that's you or your partner energy. If anybody's doing that, be mindful, right? We've all been guilty of it at some point in our lives, so you know, no judge. We have reaching out here a time for your partner's probably reaching out to family, friends. Yeah, I feel like, and I keep getting like mix of good and bad there, right? Sometimes when you get too many opinions in a relationship, you know, I don't feel like anybody's really ever authentically looking out for what's, everybody's got an opinion about it, but do they really, at the end of the day, they don't go live your life, right? So make sure that, you know, you be mindful of the opinions that you're taking in, right? Win or lose coming out here for you. That's that Ace of Swords coming out, but sorry about that. But this is that win or lose. You're, you know, the line's drawn in the sand for your partner. They're, you know, their heart's on the table. They know that win or lose, they put it all in, and I feel like there's an authentic energy with that. Whoa. We have Master the Devil card coming out. Mastering emotions. They've learned to work through the pain, right? They're learning to work through the details of the hardships, right? They also got the Chariot Move card coming out. Tradition, you know, determined to work through this, determined either, you know, like I said, win or lose. They know where they've done a lot of growth game as well, and I feel like there's a lot of, you know, their hearts no longer, you know, caged in a sense of belief or despair or hurt, right? Giving and receiving in equal measure. You gotta have it in a relationship. You gotta be able to understand, respect, and share information. You gotta have clear communication and have that sense of balance and trust within that dynamic so that you guys can communicate honestly, the good and the bad, right? And that comes with a lot of respect, because you can't, you can't have a conversation if you're not being mutually heard or respected, and that means being listened to, right? And then I feel like they could, though their partner may be reaching out for information, they may not actually be receiving it, like, or accepting it or taking it for value for some reason. Darkest Fears is coming out. They're playing, and then that's coming out right underneath the Devil card. So a sense of mastering, their darkest fears is going to be prevalent, right? And the darkest fears was probably that, just wouldn't work, or that this connection was, no longer viable. And it run amok, and it run a situation through, and it brought out the, the own ego side of ourselves that feeds the negativity in a relationship, right? You get the negative thought in there, you add some paranoia to it, and you keep thinking about it, and all of a sudden you can conjure up a damn story. We are all guilty of that, but don't use your past hurts as a sort of way to manifesting to being what you believe to be red flags or accuracies in this dynamic, okay? That's just my best advice right there for you. That's because I see a lot of that happening. Like maybe, again, too many people offering opinions either to you or your partner as well. Take what is and from who is necessary, right? Because, not everybody offering information has the best of intent at the end of the day. They should, but they don't always, right? Dedicated expert on the bottom of the deck. Your partner shows up day in, day out, right? They're not lacking dedication here. And, they're even, dedicated to the spiritual growth process of confronting and working through the shadow parts of ourselves. And as they do that, the more parts of themselves that do that, the less of the fears will start to run amok and create big stories, right? But that'll also help you sort of, Leo, as you sort of, see your partner going through these periods, try to address it, try to help them out there, right? It's not your duty, but it is, what a good sort of good relationship does, right? You kind of you help your partner in moments of weakness, right? I want to clarify the Tower card in reverse for Leo, please. Can I clarify the Tower in reverse for Leo? We got the Emperor, Aries energy, Justice, Libra energy, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody's still holding too tightly on to what's important to them, wealth, money, or otherwise. The balance of the scales is important here, because if you look at really in the Emperor, Aries, Libra energy coming in, balance, taking the leadership role here with that Emperor is coming in to sort of rebuild with the Tower card, right? And you're going to need balance of your, partner's energy to make this work. It's going to require a lot of dual effort here. Can I clarify the Devil card, please, for Leo's partner's energy? Can I clarify the Devil card? Clarify the Devil card for Leo. Whoa, we won't take those ones. We'll take these two over here. We got Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, both in reverse. So it could be information or something coming in, or I feel like your partner's sort of learning how to, deal with the new parts of growth and the new parts of learned self, right? There's also a sense of following their own passions. It is very Leo Sagittarius energy, so you're definitely following their passions. Can I clarify that Darkest Fears card, please? Clarifying that Darkest Fears. Getting a little windy on here now. That was not. Okay, so clarifying Darkest Fears, please. Clarify Darkest Fears. my darkest. Well, whoa, I couldn't flip and make that if I tried. 3 6s all in reverse. Sixes are all that rite of passage. It's like they're stuck in this moment. They're stuck in the sense of emotions, stuck in a sense of passion, stuck in a sense of that is interesting. And don't be alarmed by this whole thing. Actually, we're gonna stop that for a second because I got totally just sidetracked because I did draw your twin flame card. Yeah, 6-6, karmic purge, mirror reflections. It's like I showed on my drop, and you have the 6 of swords on the bottom of the deck. The only other 6, oh holy moly! Wow, and the lovers on the bottom of the deck, which is what, card number 6. Whoa, Leo, what is going on? 6s are going to be hugely prevalent for you at this time. Mic drop moment? I don't know. Anyhow, karmic purge. This is you mirror reflecting. I'm going to take a look at it, read it from the book. I'm just, wow. Okay. The karmic purge shows up to reveal what you have not wanted to see in yourself through the mirror image of your other half. These reflections are surfacing to help you see all aspects of yourself. If you face your fear and confront yourself in the mirror, it helps you break old cycles of previous programming. Refusing to look within creates interference that pulls the two of you energetically and physically apart. When your other half triggers you, pause and pay attention to your response before you act. Stop and ask yourself, how does my perception of them reflect my own weaknesses? Your answers reveal aspects of yourself that you may have not seen. It is crucial that you restore balance within yourself before your other half can find balance within. This karmic purge will continue until you both have fully surrendered and are willing to face the other in the mirror, where you both discover your true selves. Wow. I don't even know what to say that. Until next time, Leo, good luck and namaste.